Hey everyone, it's Ether here. Wanted to kind of start a series of videos kind of giving the behind the scenes of some of my music production. If you don't know me, I'll introduce myself. My name's Jonathan. I go by Ether. Just an up and coming music producer. Have a couple tracks released on Spotify right now. I'll link that in the description below. I'll also link my SoundCloud. I put some of my stuff up there. But one of the things I wanted to do on this channel is kind of give a behind the scenes look of my workflow, how I come up with ideas for the songs that I release, because I'm super interested in the music scene. I love future bass music, electronic music, and it's what I really enjoy making on my own time too. And one of the things I love is just seeing producers open their DAW up and say, here's what I'm doing, here's how I got this sound. I think it's super fun. I love learning about it. So I was like, okay, I'll do that for my songs. So my latest track is kind of a hip hop rap track that I released with my friend named Micah. And it's called Sauce. And like I said, that'll be down in the description on my Spotify. But I wanted to do a series where I go through and say, hey, like this is what the production process looked like, just as a milestone for me personally, and just something to put out there for you guys to enjoy, to learn from. Maybe you'll get an idea from this, or learn something new, or I'll learn something new in my interactions with you guys. So if you're interested in videos like this, let me know. I work in Logic, as you can see here. And this is the project for Sauce. And this is going to be kind of a series of videos, so it's not going to be everything in this one. I'm going to kind of do multiple videos going through kind of start to finish of how I produced the track. So I remember kind of the story behind the song is I was talking with Micah one day, and we were talking about beats and just people he knew who were doing projects, and he's like, you and I need to do a song together, bro. And so I'm like, okay, like send me like a hook or an idea or something. So later that day he messaged me a little hook, and it was just like, I got the sauce, you got the sauce. And he just like kept doing that. I think he recorded it in his van or something. And so he sent that to me. I'm like, okay, I can see what I can do with that. So I just took the audio file, I threw it in Logic. I don't think so. I have my hidden tracks in here. I think it might be this actually. Let me see. So if I unmute this and then bring this open. No, that's just me.
Yo, let's get it. Give me the sauce, please. I'll take it.
What is that? Oh, that's just like a sample clip of me. Okay. Oh, wait, here we go. Micah original sauce. Never mind, that track was me. So this is the original one. So I select this. And
I got the sauce. You got the sauce.
so yeah, that's just the recording from his phone.
I got the sauce. You got the sauce.
So I kind of clipped it up, made it fit with the tempo because he recorded it something different. Or he just had it on his phone, so it wasn't any kind of tempo. So once I got that, threw that in here. I think I made the drums next. So there was two things I made when I had the idea for this. I think I came up with the drums, and the drums come in the biggest like here, so I can grab these hi-hat through snare, and I'll solo these, and then cycle this. So just came up with a beat on top of it. So one of the things I use, I've been using it less lately, but I found it on Alex Rome's YouTube channel, is this little utility called Satala, and it's free download, and it's kind of like a sampler, but it's more of an arranger. So you can click and drag any sample you want in here. When you first open the plugin, it has its own samples in here that are just that come with the utility, but you can click and drag any sample you want in. And with each sample, it shows up as a MIDI note in your region. So, like a normal sampler or drum machine, the notes or the samples show up on your piano roll. And you can mute them, you can solo them, you can change all these parameters, volume, pan, all this stuff. And what's nice about it is you can go in and, drag in a bunch of different samples for like just a snare. And so you can use it as like an audition tool. So instead of having to like swap samples in and out on your timeline, you can just throw them all in here, and then you can kind of test them out with the song and see what fits best. So I think with this project, I just threw samples in here, and then I didn't end up putting the actual samples out in an audio track. I just left them in Satala. I'm kind of going back and forth which way I like better. I see a lot of producers do like this, where you just have the samples outside of any kind of arrangement tool or plugin. It'll just be an audio clip on an audio track. I kind of gravitating toward that way, just because I feel like you have more control over the actual sound of the sample when you do it this way instead of having it in a utility. But for this case, I was just like, I'll leave Satala in there. So, like I said, this is the beat. Just pretty simple, hi-hat loop, little kick pattern. Came up with some layered snares in there. And then as part of this, I didn't want that muted, I want that soloed. I kind of wanted to do like an 808 kick or like bass for this, because I feel like that would have been a fun sound to go with. So I actually grabbed a sample. This is Logic's built-in sampler, and I have a bunch of free packs from Somatics, and they have an 808 folder of a bunch of 808 samples. So I grabbed one I liked, threw it in here, and started playing around with it. I can't say now because I don't really remember, but I had to like pitch it down a whole step for some reason. I think it's because of the key that the song's in and the key that the sample was originally in. I just had to pitch it down for some reason. I don't know, maybe I originally came up with the bass line in one key and then had to bring it down and didn't want to shift my MIDI notes down or something. I don't really know. Throughout this whole process, it's been a learning process for me. And like with 808s and samples, I kind of struggled to fill out the 808 sound, because if you listen to it here, you can hear right there when it goes to the higher pitch, the sample like ends early. So I'm learning with these samplers is you can throw them in and you can play them on your keyboard on any note on your keyboard, and the pitch will change. But if you play it higher on the keyboard, it will shorten the length of the sample. So I couldn't really figure out how to fix that, so I just left it the way it was. But that's kind of one thing I learned through this process. So I came up with this little 808 beat, and I love these little like octave jumps. I just love the way those sound. You can hear some like stuttering. That's the side chain from the kick through another bus. But so that's the bass line. I just have like a sub bass doubling that comes in on the hooks, just to give it a little bit more energy in there. And I'm trying to think what I worked on next. Right. So this little lead line that you hear at the beginning of the song, I'll solo it here and play it. So with this little melody line, I kind of got the idea from the song Talk Dirty to Me by Jason Derulo, because there's that like little sax, like that saxophone line in it. And I've always loved that hook. It's just kind of, it's funny. It uses a different instrument. I just love the vibe of it. It's like, I want to go with a lead line kind of like that. I didn't want to. I use a lot of synths, and I didn't want to use a synth for that. So I just opened up Logic's sampler again and kind of went through their different samples here, and I like got to the world section, Asian, and they had like these violins and flutes, and I just really liked the sound of this one. It's kind of got that short staccato violin sound. Originally this melody was this channel here, and I'm going to switch this to piano actually, just so you can hear the melody clearly. But this was the original line. So that's what I wrote first, and then when I put that on the plugin with the violin, it sounded like really messy. It was like a little bit too busy, and it was just getting washed out and not sounding very good. So I kind of took this melody line, kind of chopped it up a little bit. I removed some of the sections just to give it more, like a different rhythm, and then threw it in here. So that's where the little melody line came in, and I have it doubled here with what is this? It's like just another instrument, double bass. I think it's a string, but I made the octave higher, I think. Oh no, I have these doubled. Never mind. I'm not even using this. Right, so here's the original violin. And then I had this Guzheng Zither Plus. And so I put this as a double. So it's kind of like a pizzicato, I don't know, string thing. That sounded kind of cool. So I put these together. So that's where the little hook came from. And this is a pretty common hook throughout the whole song. You can see I have it in the verses. It's a big part of the hooks. And it's only in Micah's verses, really. So, but yeah, that's the first video. Wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of how this whole thing started, how I put the song together, and I'm going to do more videos like these and just walk through how the song came together. So thanks for watching.